invite your not so friendly friends. Just tell them that Mayego is live and it's brunch time. Now. And again, please let me know if you can hear me loud and clear. I don't just hearing me loud and clear as well. If the image is clearer enough as well, let me know. Tell everybody that Mayego today, it is going to be an update. Again, you know it is an open mic. So it is going to be, what do you call it? It's going to be about politics. Just a catch up. And it is an open mic where you can phone in anytime to be part of the conversation. Use it. Facebook. And yes, YouTube. And yes, and yes, and yes, and yes, so the ADC guys, they've been busy, by the way. They have been busy, in the last few days, let's say the weekend and even earlier this week. So they came together yesterday and they announced that the northern states, 19 of them are endorsing a call. I'm sorry, ADC rather. Thank you so much for joining me. And if you have shared the broadcast already, again, thank you. Now we can start now though. Just tell everybody that's Mayego today. Thank you so much, everyone. I am still trying to get used to the placement and the position of the new studio. I call it green room. It's quite beautiful when it is done. So I apologize for the late start. To those of you who have always been looking forward to the to the brunch time, please, this may be your segment. So now let's talk or let's catch up on what they have been up to. There's been so much going on, and and there's so much to catch up on as well. However, let's deal with this part of ADC. As much as for every breath that comes from the likes of Werewike and mostly the Ronukus, there's something that they are concerned of, and that is, if for any reason this their coalition of a thing, they manage to agree, as they are currently saying, right, that they, if they currently, if they should by chance agree to work together by not breaking up when someone didn't get what they want. You get what I mean now? So the implosion of the ADC, as well as the trickery of Tinubu, are part of the, and what do you call it, the kind of like what the Ronukus and even Kolus as well are banking on. Infiltrate their camp, break them apart from within, even before they could come together to put up a fight. Or in the absence that fails, what is Tinubu's other alternative? Because listen, your charade for 2027, from all indications, right, shows that it is of Tinubu to lose. Majority of people expect him to rig himself, like he's going to rig it. The judiciary, they are on his side, and every other reasons that people have given. That if he loses, that is up to him. However, those who are putting up an opposition to him, they believe that the only obstacle to Tinubu's rigging himself, what have you, in 2027 is the strong opposition. And strong opposition in this sense is not to go out to try to outspend him or money wise. No. In Nigeria, there's so many things that decides who they declare as winner of election. And since the election is mostly war, so what politicians always look out for, and political parties look out for, is areas where they are popular, right? They can rig conveniently. Areas where they are not popular, they can disrupt the chances of the opposition there by making sure that it's either people were scared away from participating, or they outrightly just disrupt the election fully, right? Whereby there will not be any substantial number or what have you to put up to them, right? So the strategy then is where you are popular. But if where you are popular, for instance, are areas that can't actually make you president, for example, so you would then have to liaise with some local politicians within those areas you are not popular. You will see things, you do this and that, so that when you want to write the results there, they won't put up a resistance. And this is the problem with for Kolu, something that no one has actually really tested or tried. So Kolu has all within his reach, but he is not popular. So not being popular in Nigeria means if you want to rig, you will need the cooperation of some of these criminal politicians from all these sides, who are the same people that will kind of like incite violence once they realize that you rig them, break down law and order, everything, including like shutting down the country. They have the capacity. So what you do is that you have to liaise with some of them, see how many of them can compromise, not because they can individually give you a vote. No, no, they can't. It's not about your vote. It's not about voting. Do you understand? It is mainly about writing the results and validating it with no resistance. So that's what Kolu is working on. And in northern Nigeria, that is where the fear is. He is presented as the enemy of northern Nigeria. And these same politicians are the ones who are going to tell their people like that, right? So those what they are going to use to go and rig anywhere, write results. There are areas where if the coast is not clear, they don't go there. Do you get me now? So they won't go there. And with this, their ADC, like I said from the start, right? This is me now putting one and two together, making, an accurate projection. And this is it. If this coming together of the past criminals and the obedient work together, the good, the bad, the ugly, mostly populated by the ugly, right? And they ended up not fighting over who gets what. For instance, right? Baba, Tinubu and his gang could have to deploy another strategy. A strategy that would not plunge the contraption into an everlasting, what do you call it? Everlasting chaos. So let's go to that their meeting, the last meeting they had. And according to them, it is all coming together to get rid of Kolu. Don't forget that I haven't forgotten the conditions that all camps are putting up. No matter what everyone is pushing, right? Those who are really in it, in all of this, they seem to have, concluded that no matter what happens, right? Any one of them that they pushed out by any means will receive the support of others. Now, that assurance, I am not sure of that. When I say assurance of, for instance, if they pair Atifku and Rotifmi Amechi, so would the obedient stay in? or pull out. If it appeared Atiku and Obi, that is Obi to be vice to Atiku, the obedient says nothing except Obi being the candidate. So at that point, would they pull out? What if they pull Peter Obi and El Rufaya? Would the entire obedient circle rally around them still and still kind of like, This is a question, right? And these are like possible scenarios, right? So Peter Obi and El Rufaya, would the Atifku's men stay kind of like committed? Would the entire obedient stay committed scenarios, okay? So, but we'll get to that one. For now, they are like, we can make speculations, we can make projections. We do not know what they are up to. Not even Tinubu does. However, let's start with that. In their meeting they had I think it was in Kaduna or thereabout. Watch this.
Are we happy with the ADC induced banditry in the northwest and parts of the north central? No. Are we happy with the killings of Christians and Muslims in the north central? No. I think enough is enough, and that's all I want to say. Thank you very much.
See is northern consultative group in African and Africa. So it's a meeting of our region, the northern region, the north of Nigeria, to discuss the situation in the north, especially the issue of insecurity, the issue of how we can strengthen unity in the north. There are similar meetings in the south. There are similar meetings for the southeast. All coalition under. So this particular meeting today is for the north of Nigeria. And like I said, it's for the purpose of getting briefings from all the states to know what the issues are, what the challenges are, and the progress we are making in terms of building this. So, like I said, I mean, the original consultations, when you have the Southeast Governors, if you have the Southeast Governors Forum, it doesn't mean that they are not governors of Nigeria. If you have Southwest Governors Forum, it doesn't mean that they are not governors of Nigeria. So if you have Northern Consultative Group within the ADC, there is nothing wrong with that. Just like you have the Southern Consultative Group within the same party, or a Southeast Consultative Group or Southwest, you can leave this place and have Northeast Consultative Group. So there is nothing wrong with it.
There's this prediction that ADC, the coalition, will scatter within 6 months. How will you react to this?
Well, we are counting. It's how many months now? How many months have we spent now? Yeah, okay. You know, I mean, when we started, they said it's dead on arrival, right? Now they have given us 6 months lifespan. After 6 months, they will extend it. Because the coalition is a coalition of Nigerians. It's a coalition that represents the desired interest of Nigerians to be free from the current crisis of existence that they are facing. Every Nigerian that is hungry knows that he doesn't want this to continue. Every Nigerian that is finding it difficult to pay his children's school fees, this salary has been reduced to just a piece of paper, knows that he needs an alternative. And the only alternative today is the ADC. So if they continue to say that, let them continue to reach that these people ask. But I can assure you, the leadership of the ADC are very clear.
The leadership of ADC, comprising of the former PDP. You see, I think we should just go beyond that now. And why is that? The debate of criminals fighting criminals, and possibly drag, use a bit of a garnished innocence too, because that's the way I see some of you disobedient politically. Because a lot of you want a working Nigeria. We have to give that to you. We possibly all deserves a working system. However, there is no way that you can use rogues, criminals that contributed to the rot we have to clean the rot. No, I don't really buy that. However, sometimes series of events would an event will trigger series of events. Because right now, for the past, put it that way, for the past 26 years, every rogue or every opportunist that got to power in that contraption never prioritized governance. It's always about interest and personal interest of these individuals. It's just like whenever you now look at the crumbs they left behind to spend on infrastructure that actually affects all of us, that in itself is also still looted. So doing the same thing again and again and expecting a different result is no other sign than the symptom of insanity. If we are not mad, obviously a lot of us are mad and practicing democracy. Do you see the irony? Mad people practicing democracy. Demonstration of crazy people are that's what we've been experiencing. Crazy people practicing democracy. So that simply means the saying of be very, very scared. That's mine. I said, be very, very scared of foolish people, maybe crazy people in large numbers, because they are so dangerous that they can elect a president, elect a governor. Even when they are not electing any, they will still feel like they are the ones electing these rogues. Now we vote for you. Meanwhile, they all witness what happened during their supposed voting. But again, if you now have this majority who ignored what they have never tried and continue to try the same thing, there are some of them who are educated. They will tell you that, yes, we'll keep changing them. You know those ones, educated ones, they say, we'll keep changing them. Every election, if this one not do well, we change them. Every time we not do change them. We change them until we get the right one. But one thing you don't understand is that that is going to come at a cost. What's the cost? The cost is your own life. 4 years out of your life, 4 years, 4 years, 4 years, 4 years, 4 years. Continue to pretend the system that is completely rigged and rotten can eventually choose the right leader someday. That is so typical of foolish people. You don't get it. Foolish people in large numbers. So if you sit down and say, you know what, let's do it differently. Why don't we just do it differently? Why can't we just get this to say, no, that one is impossible. It's not going to happen. So in that chaos, people are making decisions to choose leaders. So to me, I'm like, when you get to this stage where power, interest of individuals, group of people, right, have now overshadowed the interest of the majority. So it's just going to be a matter of time before everything will implode. Now that implosion, me and the bet on. You get? I'm betting on it. Series of events. These guys have grouped themselves now and they're like, yeah, we'll get rid of him. Oh, look at them. They are inconsequential. They are dead on arrival. They can't do anything. And I ignore them. Yeah, more governors. Yeah, they come to my place and show everybody that I'm so popular with all the governors. I'm popular with all the politicians. And wherever I go, they mobilize people to the street to come and see me and wave and all that. So who are this coalition? That's why I said I love it. I do. So if you're watching Mayegun every now and then, you see, I have been on